Okay, so kind of give you a rundown of the machine. We're looking at it from the back. We're standing right about where the decoiler would be. So the sheets of metal run up into here. You see the guides there. Those are adjustable depending on the width of panel that you're using. Here's where the main air comes in. Usually running at about 80 psi. The main line goes over there into the storage tank, and the only thing the air is used for is the shear, which cuts the metal, and then also the two rollers that actually kind of grab the metal and feed it into the machine. You can kind of see them here. They spin and they're controlled with air as well. There's a clutch here on the other side in that little cage that engages and disengages with the air pressure. Down here is the control panel for the in-feed table. You have forward and reverse. The clutch light telling you whether it's on or not. This is the shear button. It's got a little shield on it so it's not accidentally pushed. This is the clutch. We have it auto, off, and brake, which is kind of a manual mode. Basically all we use is auto and off if you ever need that. Start would engage the rollers. They would spin in either forward or reverse, whichever direction you have it set. So start and stop engages that, and then of course you have an emergency stop. Moving forward, this is what actually measures the panel. It spins. You can see there the bottom spins with the top as the panel is sliding through that from the outside there. It's being pushed in by these rollers here. There's one on top, one on the bottom. As it's sliding through that, it measures it and then cuts it here. The bottom blade comes up and works like a scissors and shears the metal. Once you cut this with a piece of metal in, you might cut like a 3-inch strip off of the coil that you're running. Once you make that cut, it tells the computer it's at 0. So every time you load a new coil on, you want to get the material in, bring it into about here or so, 3 or 4 inches, make a nice cut, and then you know you're at 0. And from that point, that roller, that one there in the back, measures it, and that's how you get your measurements. So after it's cut, it travels up this table. This is 14 feet long. It has belts here that carry the panel through and up to the mill. Here again you have guides, one right there and one right there. These are again, they're kind of adjustable using this depending on your width of panel, which varies slightly. That side that we're looking at now is the overlap side, so that side will never be adjusted once you get it set properly the first time. This side is the underlap side, which moves with the handle. So your underlap flange may have more or less depending on the width of coil. That side's very important to keep straight. Again, that's something that you align when you set it up initially. So once you get that right, it just travels through here all the way down to the end. That's pretty self-explanatory. With this machine having 2 decks, the top being the ag panel and a bottom set of rollers for the 5V, it is adjusted the height of the table is adjusted. As you can see, it's coming in, it's on a slight incline to the top set of rollers, but if you were running the 5V, it would actually roll down into there, which is the 5V, and the big panels up top. That is controlled by air. There's a cylinder here, you can see. This button gives air pressure to the cylinder and raises it up, as I'll show you here. I've got to turn the air on. I'll make a separate video on that. And then it sets on this like a cane. It slips into a hole, into a piece of tubing there, and then sets on these. When you're running tough rib, you slip it into the tubing and it rests on this. When you're running the 5V, the in-feed table itself will set on the bottom. And I'll make another video on the controls next.